there is an element of we don't want our female athletes to be as aggressive and swaggery as we want our male athletes to be oftentimes. Unless, of course, you're a white female athlete, in which case, even though you are the baddest son of a gun on the court, the media will turn you into an underdog. She ain't nobody's underdog. She's talking all the trash, and she's backing it all up. A tale as old as time. America does not like the braggadocious, boisterous, authentically arrogant black athlete. And whether you're a man or a woman, there are certain things that are going to set off the criticism alarms. And that is the black athlete that it doesn't just act like, oh my God, I'm so happy to be here, thank you for the opportunity. The black athlete that will say, I just kicked your ass and I'm going to revel in it. And it is especially galling to folks when they're doing that to a white athlete whose ass they just kicked. But the reaction this young woman received was racist. You know who was not bothered by it? Caitlin Clark.
That's my favorite.
Because she doesn't. She's a competitor. She's awesome, and she knows it's fair game. Some people right now are watching saying that bothered me. It had nothing to do with race. Yes, it did. Whether you are recognizing, admitting it or not, seeing that taller, proud, imposing black woman taunt that white girl, something in your reptilian brain, it bothered you. And race is inextricably tied to this. And folks want to pretend it wasn't. It was.
I really think that it's a great day for equality. Every time we talk about women's sports, about equal pay or fair pay or better conditions or better opportunities or more access or more coverage, the Rotato Army lines up with their capes to assemble and let us all know no one watches women's sports. No one cares about women's sports. We don't watch. Well, we can retire that conversation, because not only do you watch, honey bunny, you care about the outcome, sweetheart, and you have thoughts, you have emotions, you have feelings. People tweeting their feelings. Obviously, I don't have a problem with this, because we talk trash for a living.
If you remember 48 hours earlier, Dawn Staley foretold of this. Many chalked it up as being sour grapes because she had lost. And lo and behold, everything that she spoke of came to fruition. 48 hours ago, when Caitlin Clark did this John Cena, it was considered swag. 48 hours later, Angel Reese does the exact same gesture. It's classless. Keith Olbermann went as far as to say she was an effing idiot. The moment she did this and the moment she started pointing at her finger, talking about she about to get a ring, I don't fit your image. I don't fit the box that you want me to fit in. And I'm cool with that. Angel Reese is what we call, she said unapologetically me, she meant unapologetically black. We've always been very expressive. Jack Johnson started this in 1900, Skip, when he was beating their white heavyweight champions, and they hated it. And they came up with these Trump charges. They really despised Muhammad Ali, Skip, because he was a lyricist with this. Skip, you know one of the greatest talkers in NBA history, you covered the guy, was Larry Bird. He was never criticized. One of the greatest talkers in NFL football is who? Phillip Rivers. He was never criticized.
Angel is giving Caitlin Clark something we've seen out of an LSU national champion before, have we not? Joe Burrow did that. Didn't have a problem with that, did we? And we're all like, how cool is that? And also, Angel's only giving Caitlin what she did in a national semifinal game against Haley Van Lith of Louisville. So she's getting back what she gave. Why is it cool and great for Caitlin Clark to do this? And why is it all cool to see Joe Burrow do it? And then when Angel Reese does it, everybody's thinking that is totally out of line.
Right, when Caitlin did it, she was playing against Louisville, was 3 games ago. She's going to her side. She does it for like 3 seconds and goes to her bench, right? Compared to you watch the Angel, she's like chasing her down. At the free throw line, she's doing it. And when they win, she's like chasing her down and kept going back and forth.
Baker Mayfield, after beating Ohio State, he goes and he tries to plant the Oklahoma flag in the middle of the Ohio State logo. We didn't talk about it. A white man, Nick Bosa, Ohio State alum, 2 years later, did the same thing when facing Baker Mayfield. Okay, cut to now college, Caitlin Clark. She's going to do it again in the Elite Eight against Louisville. But we didn't really have an issue with it. We praised her. She said she had the Mamba mentality. But then when Angel Reese did a very similar thing, all of a sudden she was classless. She was an idiot. She was tacky. When Caitlin Clark did it, she had that Mamba mentality, that dog in her.
Keith Olbermann, we're talking about you.
Ooh.
who went ahead and called Angel Reese an effing idiot for doing the exact same thing that Caitlin Clark did. And if memory serves me correctly, you were celebrating when she did it. But when another woman does it, whose skin color looks a little bit different, all of a sudden she's an idiot. You let your racial bias come out whenever athletes step outside of the box that you try to put them in. Angel Reese does not owe you anything. So if you have an issue with the way that they choose to express themselves, change the channel. It's
the same conversation that we've been having as far as like, why are you guys treating us differently? I just pray that athletes are paying attention, got their ears open, their eyes open, and they're moving accordingly. This is why I preach what I preach. We can do a lot of this shit ourselves.
I think it's been spun into being something racial. Oh, Caitlin Clark can talk trash because she's white. And we're not allowing Angel to talk trash because she's black. Like, she's being criticized for that. But I never in my life have I ever heard somebody trash talk somebody else because they were trash talking another team or another player, which is what that's what I'm getting here. Like, you know, it's okay, and we applauded Caitlin Clark. First of all, Caitlin Clark, if she was trash talking in Louisville, in the Louisville game, I guarantee you that Haley Von Lith started that stuff. Because you already had the girl from Texas who had issues with Haley Von Lith, and I guarantee you that was talking trash. And Caitlin Clark at one point said in that game to Van Lith, shut up, you're down 15. Right? Did she disrespect LSU in this game?
That's a good point.
Did she? So why are you coming at her now in this game like, hey?
LSU told you before the game. But we didn't like how she was acting towards South Carolina. Then they got in the game, got all up in her in Iowa, was up by 17 at the half, and you're waving, you're doing the Cena. I'm so happy that Caitlin Clark handled it the way that she did. How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina in the national semifinal. She waved her off. She didn't mind being disrespectful. We all know that there's a white-black issue here. Because the fact of the matter is, when Caitlin did it, people were celebrating it. And they were talking about nothing but her greatness. But then the second a sister stepped up and threw it back in her face, now you got half the basketball world saying, well, you know what? That's not the classiest thing to do.
You think she's upset that Angel Reese, more upset that Angel Reese did that, or she's more upset that she lost in the national championship game? She's more upset that she lost, as she should be. These are two adult women. They don't need anyone to cape up for them. Caitlin Clark is a dog. She didn't ask for everybody to come out here and defend her and clutch their pearls on behalf of her dignity. She was the best player all season long. She has a wonderful career ahead of her. And when she was asked about it, she said she didn't even see it. She's not triggered. She's not upset. So why are all you snowflakes upset? And Angel Reese has every right to talk all the trash she wants to because she won. And the men do this all the time, and you don't keep the same energy to the men when they do this, and that's one of the many problems of this very nuanced conversation.
You can't tell someone how to celebrate after they just delivered a national championship. Like, how dare anybody to judge her? And I think right now we have to let Angel Reese be the best version of herself, and damn it, we are getting it, and she earned it.
There were all these pieces that came out on Caitlin Clark, right? About how good her trash talking is for the game. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's how we feel about it. Okay, I can get with that, no doubt. Let's build up characters that people know and everything. But if you're going to build it up with her, then the reaction from some quarters, right, to Angel Reese, it's like, well, wait a minute. We just made a big deal about how good it is when, not just neutral, but good when Caitlin does it. Is it bad when Angel does it? And then the fact that Angel Reese addresses it at the post-game presser, to me, that's where this thing really blows up.
To the victor go the spoils. So she can do whatever she wants to do. I'm not defending Iowa, but they don't talk. It's not like they're taking shots saying they're too hood, they're too ghetto. They don't do that. What I like about Caitlin Clark is she's got a little edge to her. And she is capable of doing this. And she's capable of a little comment here and there. And then the white elephant in the room was we had 5 black starters against 5 white starters. So it's unusual we would have that. In fact, I'm sitting back thinking, wait, the last time I saw something like this, I got to hark back to 1966 Texas Western versus Kentucky, except it was the roles were flipped, right?
Yes.
It was the first time we saw an all-black starting team against the notoriously racist program coached by Adolph Rupp, right?
Yes.
At Kentucky.
Angel Reese is right. If you weren't going to be critical of Caitlin Clark when she was talking trash, then don't be critical of the black girl when she does the same thing. If you're going to let it go and praise it and it's cute and oh, how competitive she is, look at that, then say that when the African-American girl does it too.
I think there's this idea that we have to be cookie cutter. We have to be by the book. We have to play the game a certain way for it to be appropriate. As an athlete, you're a competitor. You can be fierce, you can be feminine, and you can go out there and finish. Angel being herself, Caitlin being herself, and that overall is great for the game.
What's up? Hey, somebody asked Keith Olbermann what sport he played. You've been talking about sports for the longest with no experience. Ain't played shit. You just sit there and watch it and just have an opinion like a lot of these idiots that don't have no experience. You want to call her a fucking idiot. Y'all days been numbered. Nobody want to hear y'all opinion no more. You ain't had no experience. You ain't made no team in church league, the YMCA, nothing, bro. You've been talking about sports for a long time. Nobody want to hear nothing you got to say. Y'all been doing this for a long time, dog. No experience, just running y'all mouth. Them days over.